Man, there's a lot to take in here. It seems the Knicks, Heat, and Dallas Mavericks are going to be in a push to try and acquire Kawhi Leonard. Are we really in a position to do that? Let's talk about it. What is going on, everybody? Lindy End Zone back in the building, dropping buckets for Dallas Mavericks in this one. And I'm taking the lead for the Eagles one video at a time for the touchdown. For when I do Eagles content, obviously I got both. If you are new to diversity of fandom that I bring to the table, I'd love to have you a part of the End Zone fam, and all you got to do to achieve that is hit the subscribe button. Likes help out with the algorithm of YouTube. Appreciate that as well. And the notification bell, y'all know how that works. Ring it. You know when I drop my next piece. I apologize for the last two videos here, trying to work them out on StreamYard. StreamYard's not my friend today. I got a hardwire connection, Ethernet connection through my laptop on my setup here, and StreamYard decides to tell me that the connection is, sporadically unstable. It'll go from unstable to fairly good. Like it can't stay consistent. So I apologize for that. And, I don't know if it has to do with my internet or not, but StreamYard's got to get its act together here. The connection has not been great lately, but outside of that, man, let's talk about this for a little bit. The Mavs will try to do, well, quote this by Mark Stein, the Mavs will try to do everything they can to get Kawhi Leonard. The Knicks and Heat as well. The situation with Kawhi is no longer a safe assumption. He's staying with the Clippers. Now, there's some contradictories in here. It's crazy to think that, after fighting to get to LA, where Kawhi's originally from, a Cali kid, the amount of time that he took just to get there, even though it wasn't with the Lakers, it's still an LA team. It's hard to imagine that he would want to opt out of a max deal with the Clippers, especially considering that, Kawhi Leonard's in the prime of his career. I don't need to bring up statistics for you guys. Like, we know the type of player Kawhi Leonard is. Now, is this legitimate for Dallas? I don't know. Obviously, he would do a lot for the team. When you pair him with Luka Doncic, it's, he's another guy. He's another guy that can create his own shot. He's very elite at it. He destroyed us in some of those games in that playoff series, against the Clippers. I think Kawhi had 2 40-point games. He was going off. Could not stop him at the mid-range, and when he got hot from three, he was hard to cool off. He can rebound. He can do pretty much. Pretty much almost everything. Very good on defense, which the Mavericks are severely lacking. But when you hear all these reports talking about, Dallas wants to try and re-sign Tim Hardaway Jr. They're interested in Kyle Lowry and Mike Conley, Rashawn Holmes. Goran Dragic, which is who I would want, who I would like. Not saying that I would want any of these other players, but in terms of money and in terms of fit, Goran Dragic has both of those. Now, the other contradictory part about this is, because Kawhi Leonard just went down with a torn ACL. This is going to be another Kevin Durant-esque situation in which we're probably not going to have him. If we acquire Kawhi Leonard, we're not going to have him for next season. He's going to be, he's going to be rehabbing that ACL. Obviously, you want this guy to 100%. Same thing with how Kevin Durant was. He comes back and, without Kyrie Irving and and let's say a quarter of James Harden, he took Milwaukee to 7 games and, played fantastic down the stretch. I think a move like this for Dallas would be basically hitting the reset button on experimentation. We're already going through that with Kristaps Porzingis right now. Obviously, Kawhi Leonard is a way better player than Porzingis, but that's just part of the risk that you have to take when you're dealing with these kinds of injuries. We're still dealing with that now with KP. He hasn't given us a full healthy season. I just don't know in terms of chasing for that title based on where Kawhi is right now and dealing with this injury. I don't know, if that is going to elevate us any higher, because we're not going to have him. We're not going to have Kawhi Leonard next year. Plus, you have a looming rookie max extension on the horizon for Luka Doncic. So how do you fit both of those contracts onto the salary, for one? 2, it's going to impact the type of players that you can bring onto the roster. You're going to have to do more reconstruction, if you will. Guys like Josh Richardson and Willie Cauley-Stein and Maxi Kleber and Dwight Powell, Tim Hardaway Jr., who I just mentioned, who is looking for another contract, Jalen Brunson, Trey Burke, all those kinds of guys, Dorian Finney-Smith. This roster is not going to look the same. And, having 2 of those kinds of contracts on the books is going to, I would imagine, it would severely limit the type of talent that you can bring in to surround just 2 players. Even though a combination like Luka Doncic and Kawhi Leonard would be, it could be pretty, I don't want to say legendary, but it could be pretty top tier in, through speculation and hypothetical. So, with that said, I don't think, in my opinion, I don't think this would be a good idea with all things considered. And, for me, we have to figure out what we're doing with Porzingis first before we go after any type of high-value target, especially Kawhi Leonard. But let me know what you guys think, MFFLs. What do y'all think down in the comments about these reports about the Mavericks being in the running for Kawhi Leonard, and who you guys personally want in terms of that? But I'm going to get out of here. StreamYard is still giving me troubles here, man. I don't know why the connection's unstable as it is, and I do apologize for the the inconsistency in the video here. But I'm gonna head out. This has been Lindy. Fly Eagles, fly bleed green. MFFLs, go Mavericks. Take care of yourselves, everyone, and see you soon.